Got ourselves Jay immediately versus Envy. Envy tried to see if he can stay on top of the man. Immediate poly out for him, but Envy does go for a trinket. This is an opportunity for Jay just go for a proper stun. That is going to be full burst. Does go for a defensive. I think it's good to pop a defensive hero right now. I think it's good. Blaze Storm on the pet. I think he's bloodthirsting off of the pet. Just he knows he's gonna have a hard time catching up to Jay. He's like, you know what? But the pet ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna get a couple of bloodthirsts here and there. Goes in for reflect. I think reflects a water bolt back in the pet. That is unfortunate. Poly right after Jay with a knock, sending the guy flying. He got himself so much range damage for Envy right now. All he can do is waddle behind the pillar. Defensive stance is gonna help a decent bit. Frostfire bolt, not feeling great. Not feeling good at all. As Jay is trying to see if he can get himself a little bit of that flurry action. Stormbolt right after does get shell shocked, and Envy is just going for a defensive. He's like, you know what? I got myself some cover. I got myself second wind. I think it's not the worst for me just to go for a bit of recovery. Look at that recovery. Look at that recovery. And Jay, I think, already has an altar. Yeah, he has an altar up above. So it's like he's gonna reset anyway. He's gonna run away anyway. So for Envy, catching up a little bit of healing does not help him at all. 34 wipes on the normal. Yeah, exactly, man, exactly. Yeah, it is tough. It is tough. I feel like if our one-arm bandit prog was not as long as it was, I feel like we would have been able to be on Galley by this point, right? But yeah, definitely ended up spending quite a... I think where fights really got us cooked there a little was like, we probably should have had the Rick done a little earlier. Styx probably could have died a little quicker. I think our Sprocket was okay. One-arm bandit definitely took a while. And yeah, I feel like if we got there a little bit quicker, I think it would have been all right. Just more reps on some of the harder fights, I think would have helped a lot. Definitely would have. But yeah, this is going to be Jay just trying to, I guess, see if he can get himself a proper reset. Envy at this point does have every defensive available though. Trinket coming up very, very soon. So he may have it for this next stun. Jay's gonna have to try to see if he can get himself a proper go here. Try to go for a stun. You have a Trinket coming up in the last second. May want to use it. Actually, perfectly using it. He's gonna go for a spear. Does not quite connect with Jay, unfortunately, though. Unfortunately, does not keep the mage from running out of there. Envy is not in a great position. Trying to see if he can go for a charge Blaze Storm. Get him Bloodthirst heal, so it's actually giving him quite a lot of recovery. With Jay just trying to see if he can back up out of there. For Envy, at least, I don't know what happened with the leap. Did it get you, like, caught up under the bridge here? That is unfortunate. That is actually unfortunate. Does go for a bit of the reflect. Technically has a lot of damage, but chasing up against the mage is not easy. Definitely not easy. Essentially, just try to see if you can get him potentially to a blink, and then you try to see if you can reconnect. But a breath, but a nova, but a knockback. I mean, anything can really just send you flying and get you basically back at square one. Full burst, full combo. Jay's trying to see making those frostfire bolts work. Feel for a second. Does go for the undead Rachel. That is going to give you an opportunity to go for a stun. Blink a little bit late. Ultra is back up and available. Nova into Envy. Just trying to see if he can find himself some cover. This is what I'm talking about. Every time you finally get on top of the mage, he finds a way to disconnect from you, either with a quick breath and waddle out, or land you in a stun. Quick poly right after, knocking you back. Nova right after. He just doesn't give you much of an opportunity to even get up and melee. It ain't easy as a warrior out here versus these casters. Might just go down, try to see if you can just live. Zerker's Rage, anything getting sent in at this point. Everything you have access to, just get it sent in stun. And Jay just needs a quick breath, quick combo. There it is. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I mean. Couple of frostfire bolts with the beats here. It is rough out here. But Jay does bring him for his team, with Fuzo gonna be up next. Pally gonna have a little bit easier time with this mage though. Just a little bit easier. Kind of agree that red is a bit ridiculous in 1v1. Hey, even after saying red is a bit ridiculous in 1v1. Are you sure? I'd say mage is also pretty good too. Watch the mage play. Perhaps Lay on Hands being usable in Ranked was a bit much. Either get rid of it or self heals. I don't know. I feel like in 1v1 it's an issue, but I don't think Lay on Hands and stuff like that is that much of an issue in like comp based solos, 2s, 3s that much. You know what I mean? Because like if you just send a paladin and they don't have much, I mean, they have like 3 buttons they can answer you with: a Bop or Spell Warden, Bubble, and Lame. Out of those 3 answers, they're kind of like, I don't think a Shield of Vengeance is going to be good, but they're like, you know, Stop End, Viol, you know, not like a Rogue Cloak of Shadows or Vanishes. Like as a rogue, you could be like, you know what, just a Vanish, just completely like escape. It is kind of strong. You know what I mean? I can admit it. Fuzo does get a full lockdown, Ice Block onto Jay. Does get him with a quick poly and all that. Shifted power right in his face. He knows that poly ain't gonna break. That is a cool little cheat they did for him. I think it was this season. Is in level 1. Is CC does not break your damage immediately. It has a chance to break, but it doesn't immediately break. So it helps a bunch. Jay does get himself a bit of the ultra. Stun, immediate blink, dude. Look at that blink. But still, lots of damage out of Fufusa. He was going to lock down Jay, not giving him an easy out. But I do agree with you, Atho. I think at 1v1, Pally is really, really good, though. Also, they continue to balance the game around 3v3. Exactly, yeah. Try to compare classes for 1v1 is tough. I do wish they did balance it for 1v1, though. I do wish they could balance it for 1v1. Honestly. I do wish they could balance it. Imagine if they had like a proper 1v1 bracket. Where we had like an arena like this. An ability for players to spectate that arena, right? Watching players compete against each other. Watching them play against one another. Have some sort of leaderboard, right? Maybe have it so that people get to play matches that are like, you know, Pally versus Paladin duels. Or like free throw, where it's like Pally versus other classes or whatever. How cool that would be. Properly balanced 1v1 bracket, right? Oh, it's a Paladin versus, or it's a mage versus a warrior. Okay, let's do a bit of tuning so the duel feels a little more even, right? Let's have some kind of like a buff towards warrior. Maybe like phrases and novas are not as effective, or the slow in effects for mages not nearly as bad, so you just can't kite him out the whole time. So the warrior even has a chance, because the mobility they have is very, very different. With Fusa almost going down, but a quick hammer taking out Jay as we're romancing the idea of 1v1 duels out here with Rick. Gonna be up next. Is Keisha gonna get a chance to play? Hey, I like your vibe, dude. I like it. It looks good. Got the katanas. Wait, does it look the OG katanas? Those are the OG katanas. I like the new katanas they got. Fusa may just go down here. He has nothing left. Maybe lay on hands, but yeah, I think it's just lights. Unfortunate. I think it's Cajun. Is that the boy? Or is it going to be my man Leah? I like him just hanging out with them as well. You're just hanging out with the boys. Oh, dude, the parasol meta. Hold on. Rick, you're making the parasol meta thing. Everybody's wearing a parasol. Look at them. Look at our parasols out. Look at that. It's inspired. It's so inspirational. Everybody got a parasol out. Also, you got a torch of fire wrath or whatever that thing is called. That's pretty cool. Keep PvE content. Can imagine what Rick will do out there. Yo, seriously. Keisha does get a chance. Let's go. Give this man a proper chance. I don't know how many games he's in here for, but giving him a chance to properly play before the Ampany gets super high is going to be helpful at least. Demon Hunter, huh? That is not an easy one for 1v1. Does hit with the axe toss immediately. It's going to be a trinket, but a mortal coil with a fear running him out. Has a blur. And also he is playing into the, oh, the hunt almost connected, but I don't think it actually went off, did it? No, hunt cooldown is still up. He doesn't get to use hunt at all, but he's just surrounded by demons. We'll have to go I-beam to leech off of them. He actually has to fight the demons and get souls out of them just to get a heal. This is not easy. But if he closes the gap with Rick, get a couple of fell rushes, he'll be solid. But no, I don't think he can. Oh my, immediate immunity. Trying to see if he gets some kind of CC on the pets. Maybe stun onto Rick. They'll stun him into a trinket. Oh, that is rough. Dude, what do you do as a demon hunter there? I thought he played really well. I mean, I guess maybe he could have saved the trinket at most, but like, it still would have been a mortal coil of fear. Maybe like could have waited like axe toss and then mortal coil and then trinket that maybe. But it still is like, that's tough. Arena Castle Playground. It really is. I do agree with you on that. Yeah, maybe a different arena would have been a little bit more even. This is definitely Castle's Playground. And for Warlock in particular, I mean, you have a bridge. You could go down below and jump after you board back up. Gateway to another ramp. It is crazy. You're right. You are correct. I do like to add this arena in there just for like variety's sake, but yeah, you're right. Because it's still very, very broken, as you can see. There's like random like textures that are just not loading properly. Has been like that for a while. I hope they fix it at some point. You know. Oh, shiny! What happened? I was just talking with you boys. I'm not really looking at his health bar at all. I'm literally in front of my eyes. But another one bites the dust. Leo's gonna be last one left. Last one to hold the fort. Running out of there with a little parasol. Try to see if he can sail away. Sail, baby. Sail away. As Leo just get hit with a mortal coil immediately with an axe toss. Exactly. It's either mortal coil with an axe toss or axe toss the mortal coil. You literally see C at the beginning for the first 8 seconds. Like, you might as well AFK for the first 8 seconds of the duel. Starter to Rick. He doesn't have an out. Wall, dark pact, everything is used. He's just trying to see if he can fire through it. That is a lot of damage out for Leo. Rick got himself a port. Does get himself a breakaway with a port down by the bridge. Does get out of there. With Leo trying to see if he can stay on top of him with a gateway. What is that cooldown on the gateway? Did you just use a gateway? What is the CD on that thing? And Rick trying to see if he can walk away from Leo. Drop it down a dome. Does try to go, I think, for a grip, but he just ends up gliding away. Just glided away last second. Both are so low. Rick brings it back. No shot 4. Rick is a monster. Okay, Rick. It's too easy for him. He's just out here. Too easy, baby. Blades and Arena. You are right. Caster's Playground. Oh, man. That's some peak Rick. Rick, do you have a champ role in Discord? If you don't, I need to give you one right now. After that, I have to, man. That's 4.